thank you for joining me. We'll be doing a yoga flow, an hour class for the throat chakra, for clear, authentic self-expression, to help release tension in the neck, shoulders, and the jaw. It's going to help to open up the energetic center of communication and to speak your truth and to listen deeply. So being authentic in our communication isn't just about being able to say what we want to say, but to listen and to be authentic and with discernment. And this can, we want to have our mantra of I speak my truth with clarity and confidence. So that's what we're going to repeat to ourselves today. And we can also just chant Om or the mantra Ham in our minds today to help open up that throat chakra. I'm using eucalyptus essential oil, especially because it's this time of year, and it helps to open up the airways, open up the throat. I have it in the diffuser already, so I'll put some drops in my hand. So if you have your eucalyptus, lavender, chamomile are also great oils for the throat chakra. So once you have your oil, you can take a few deep breaths of it. And then rub it right on the throat, front and back. Eucalyptus is also a great oil to help with like spasms in the muscles. So if we're focusing on opening up the throat and creating less tension in the neck, shoulders, and jaw, great oil to have on the body. As long as it's a good pure oil, we don't want stuff that's adulterated. Okay, so first you're going to need, you can have a bolster, some blocks, and a blanket. And so kind of a thin blanket that's folded 3 times. So I have 1, 2, and 3 folds in the blanket. And I'm just going to have that laying at the top of my mat right now. And we're going to start in a Shavasana position to do some deep breathing. So go ahead and lay on your back and remember our mantra, I speak my truth with clarity and confidence. You can put your bolster under your knees if you like. And lay back so your shoulders are just, your blanket is just touching your shoulders. Lay in Shavasana with your feet slightly apart and your hands apart from the body with your palms facing up. Close your eyes or have a heavy gaze. And we'll begin with our 3-part breathing. So first, take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're going to do spout breathing 3 times. In through the nose and spout the lips out through the mouth. One more time. Relaxing into your position, allowing your body to sink into your foundation. Now big breath right into the belly. You can place your hands on your belly. And you're going to breathe in and out of the nose now. So deep breath expanding the belly. And on your exhale, contracting the belly button towards the spine, letting all the air come out completely. Again, inhale, expanding the belly, just focusing on the belly. And exhale, completely, belly button towards the spine. One more time. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. Now we'll incorporate with the chest, so you can place your right hand on your chest and your left hand on your belly. Inhale down into the belly and then through the chest. So inhaling, bringing the air all the way through. Expand the belly and then expand the chest. And on the exhale, release from the chest, contracting, and then release from the belly, all the way completely. And inhale in, down into the belly first, and then into the chest. Pause for a moment at the top, and exhale from the chest to the belly. Now we'll add in a count, so we'll breathe into the belly for 3 and then the chest for 3 and hold for 1. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, the chest, 1, 2, 3, hold, and exhale from the chest, 1, 2, 3, and the belly, 1, 2, 3, controlled and complete. Now we'll breathe into the belly, the chest, and a bit of the collarbone. So inhale deeply into the belly, 2, 3, the chest, 2, 3, and the collarbone raises a bit and hold. And exhale from the collarbone, the chest, and then the belly completely. Letting the belly button go towards the spine. One more time, inhale through the belly, 2, 3, the chest, 2, 3, the collarbone, 2, 3, hold, and exhale from the collarbone, the chest, and the belly. Try to have your exhale very slow and controlled, even longer than the inhale. One more time. Belly, 2, 3, inhaling in the chest, 2, 3, and the collarbone, 2, 3, hold, and breathe out completely, controlled, and slowly as you can. You can rest your hands back down, breathe normally, and breathe just nice and easy, allowing the breath to come naturally. Alright, now roll onto your right side. Push the floor away, come up to a seated position. You can move the bolster and your blanket. And you can come to a child's position, child's pose. Your knees can be as wide as the mat if that's comfortable, so your belly has plenty of room to relax in between your knees. Press your hips towards the heels. Push your hands forward, keeping your elbows straight and your forehead down towards the mat. Breathe 4 deep breaths in and out of the nose. When you're done, come on up to a seated position. You can be facing me or just directly across your mat. Get the flesh out from underneath your sits bones. Have your feet all the way out in front of you. Your toes are active, pointing to the ceiling. We're activating our kneecaps, pulling them up towards the upper part of our legs, activating the thighs, sitting nice and tall. You can place your hands in a cup shape just behind you or next to your hips and press your sternum towards the ceiling. And then relax your hands, keeping that posture, having your chin parallel to the floor. Raise your arms up. We're going to do a seated forward fold. Inhale and exhale, leaning forward into the hips. We're not curving the back, but we're just going forward, keeping a nice straight back. Inhale and exhale. See if you can't get a little bit further, really activating those kneecaps. Then bring your knees, your hands down to the feet, down to the shins, or down to the floor. You can also have a strap and put that around your feet to kind of give you that extra little pull if you like. So once we have our position, just try to keep the back nice and straight at first, and then gradually lean down, kind of curving the back at the very end. Just to a comfortable position, keeping those feet active, nice and long, and lean in the legs, stretching the back of the legs. If there's any pain in the low back, just back off a bit. You don't need to go as far as me, or you can definitely be going further if you're a lot more flexible. It's pretty early in the morning, so still got a little bit of stiffness to work out. Breathe deeply, relaxing the shoulders and the head. With every inhale, you can extend the spine towards the toes, reaching the head towards the feet. And with the exhales, you can go a little bit further down as long as there's no pain. And I forgot to mention, if you have any serious joint issues, any serious back conditions, you may want to avoid this practice, or definitely modify to your best ability. Have plenty of props. You can have a chair nearby and some pillows. Also, if you're pregnant, be very careful. In the first trimester, you might be okay. Not laying on your belly or doing any of the forward folds may be contraindicated. One more big breath. And on your next inhale, extend the arms out in front of you, tall spine all the way back up, having your hands towards the ceiling. And exhale back down. Bringing your right leg towards the chest. Hug it in. You can keep it here or cross it over the left leg. Bring that left arm around the right knee. Right arm up. Inhale, long spine. Bring that right arm behind you. Inhale, keep inhaling, and then exhale, twist towards the right. Long spine on the inhale, extending the head towards the ceiling, and exhaling, trying to look over that right shoulder. If you need to, you can grab your belly if you have a little extra flesh there, and just kind of move it over to the right so it's not in the way. Or not necessarily in the way, but gives you a little bit more movement. You can also have this left arm out onto the side, all the way to bringing you to a greater twist. But hugging your leg is just fine. Stay where you're comfortable. Now you're twisting your ribs around an imaginary pole. Bringing that right side ribs towards the back, looking over the right shoulder. You can have a block under this back hand as well to give you a little bit of height. Your next inhale, bring your head forward, and then untwist completely. And relax that front leg. Looks like my camera adjusted again. Must be my new microphone. Maybe it's too heavy. a try. Okay, now legs out in front of you again. Hug that left knee in. And you can leave it here or bring it over the side. Hug that left leg with the right arm. Inhale the left arm up all the way back behind you. If you're using a block behind you, you can just have that directly behind you. Place your hand on the block. Give yourself a little height, hugging that left knee. You can move the flush of your belly to the side if you need that extra space. And twist to the left. Inhaling, extending the spine. Exhaling, twisting. We're pressing our left side ribs towards the back. Gently looking over that left shoulder if you can, keeping that right leg active. Every inhale, we're extending the spine, and exhale, just twist a little bit more if you can around that imaginary pull. The ribs are moving around that imaginary pull. Inhale, look forward, and relax, untwisting all the way. Okay, now we'll come into a all fours, tabletop position. Have your knees directly under the hips and your hands directly under the shoulders. And then curl your toes under, bring your hips all the way up to the ceiling into our first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. And you don't have to have your heels touching the mat. You can walk your dog if you want, bending each knee deeply, individually. Creating some space in the back of the legs and the hamstrings and the calves. Pressing into all 5 finger pads. Widening the fingers, having a nice, good foundation there. Try to keep your toes wide and spread apart as well. Pressing your hips towards the ceiling. Shining your armpits towards the mat. So you're spreading your shoulder blades away from each other. Inhale and exhale. Now walk your feet all the way up towards your hands. Do a ragdoll. Have your feet hip-width distance apart. Knees bend deeply and have your belly on your knees. Relax your head down. Grab opposite elbows. And just relax the back. Allow that decompression to happen gently. You can nod your head up and down, side to side, getting that neck loosened up. Place your hands on the mat and gently pubic bone to the belly button, rolling all the way up into a standing position. Now we're at our mountain pose. So our mountain pose is a strong foundation for us. We want to have all parts of the feet on the floor, feeling all the weight evenly distributed through both feet, activating those kneecaps again, pressing the tailbone slightly down towards the mat, activating the glutes a little bit, also bringing in the abdominals, so we're all active there, pressing your hands down towards the mat, palms are facing forward, chin is parallel to the floor, and we're nice and tall in the spine. So whenever we're in mountain pose, this is how we want to be, nice, tall, and active. On your next inhale, hands all the way up into extended mountain pose. Press those triceps, the upper arms, past the ears, just to give yourself a little bit of a back bend. You can press your hips forward as long as you're not dumping into the low back. Keep that tailbone towards the mat. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips, all the way down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, press onto the shins. You can have your blocks here as well. You can press onto the blocks, or you can just press onto the mat, wherever you're comfortable there, keeping a nice long spine, looking slightly in front of your mat. Exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, plant your hands. You can plant your hands on your blocks here. Step your right foot and then your left foot back. And make sure you have enough space there in between your hands, just directly under the shoulders. Press your knees and your chest down towards the mat. Roll forward into your low cobra. You can also come into a sphinx pose here, which is elbows are directly under the shoulders, palms are pressing into the floor. Your hips are pressing into the floor and the tops of your feet and legs. Stretching that spine forward, opening up the chest and the throat. Here you can do your low cobra, your high cobra, or your up dog. Now, exhale back into downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up to the sky and step it all the way forward. If you need to, use your hand to walk it forward in between the hands. And then the left foot in between the hands as well. Forward fold. Inhale all the way back up. Okay, we're going to do that flow one more time so you can have a little bit of extra warm up. We're going to be doing some back bending today. So this will be our flow in between our main poses. So inhale, arms up, bend back just a little bit. Don't dump into the low back. Keep that tailbone tucked towards the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Pressing that tailbone back towards the front of the mat or back of the mat and your head towards the wall. And exhale, forward fold again. Stretching the back of the legs, elongating the spine. Inhale, step back into a high plank. Your high plank, you have slightly curve on the shoulders, engaging the abdominals. We're not bending in the shoulders or the back like this. We're pressing the mat away, okay? And then knees and chest down to the mat or your full chaturanga. Kiss those ribs with the elbows. Roll onto the top of your feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Or your cobras. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press into the hands. Widen the shoulder blades away from each other. Inhale the left leg up. And step it all the way through. Again, you can use your hand to bring your left leg all the way back up to the front. And then the right leg to the front. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand tall, extended mountain. And exhale, relax the hands down. Okay, now inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And bring that right leg back about 3 feet. You can place your hands on your hips, going into warrior one. Virabhadrasana 1. So you're going to have your back foot at a 45-degree angle. Or you can have it up more of a high lunge if that's more comfortable for you. If you can do the full warrior one, press into that back edge of the back foot. Really pressing into that back edge and rolling that leg into the center so that that right hip can come to the front and the left hip can come towards the back. So they're more lined up and not an open pelvis. So we have what's called more of a closed pelvis here. Pressing into the back foot, or if you're in your high lunge, just press into that heel, press onto the ball of the foot and the front part of that back foot. Deep bend in the front leg. Again, rolling that thigh inward so we can have our hips more in line. And once you feel like you're comfortable there, inhale, arms up. Press your triceps towards the ears, shoulders towards the ears. Inhale and exhale. Stay here for a couple breaths. Try to breathe in and out of the nose. If you know your Ujjayi ocean breath, feel free to do that. Okay, exhale, hands to hips, and step that front leg back up to the left leg there. Inhale, arms up, and exhale through heart center, stepping back with the left leg into warrior one again on this side, 45 degrees on that back foot or into your high lunge, really pressing into the back edge of the left foot, rolling that back leg in so that left hip can come front, and the front hip, the right hip can come back slightly, lining them up as best you can, bending deeply into that front leg, pressing that tailbone towards the mat so you're not arching in the back, activating the abdominals. Inhale, arms up, press into that back edge of the foot, deep breaths. Your Ujjayi breath is a constriction in the back of the throat as you inhale and exhale. Creating an ocean sound. Exhale, hands to the hips, and step all the way front. And we'll do our float. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into plank. And down into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or your cobras, keeping your legs as active as you can. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Step it all the way through in between your hands. And bend the left leg all the way through. And inhale all the way back up to mountain pose. Exhale, hands down. Again, inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back to plank. One more time, chaturanga. Kiss those elbows to the ribs. Flip over the feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now inhale that left leg up. Step that all the way forward. Here you can step your right foot just up on one step. We're going to do warrior one more time. 45 degrees on that back foot. Inhale, sweep those arms up, pressing into that back edge of the right foot, rotating that thigh in towards the center, keeping those hips in line as best you can, bending deeply into the front knee. Inhale and exhale. On your next exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Rotate back onto that right foot and bring the left foot in back to meet the right foot high plank. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale that left leg forward. The right leg forward. Right leg up. And step that forward. Bring the left foot up one step. Rotate it 45 degrees if you can, or stay in your high plank. Really press into the back edge of that left foot. Sweep the arms up. Inhale. Rotate that back leg in towards the center so that left hip comes to the front and the right hip slightly to the back. And breathe. On your next exhale, bring your hands all the way down to the mat. Come through your plank position. Do your chaturanga, elbows to the ribs. Forward on the hips and the feet. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Now your up dog, your legs are coming off of the mat. Pressing deeply into the feet. And exhale, flip your feet. Press your hips towards the ceiling. Downward facing dog. Deep breath. Inhale the right leg up and step it all the way through to the hands. And then the left hand foot to meet the right foot. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way back up. And exhale, hands down, mountain pose. Okay, so here, if you have a chair nearby or a wall, we're going to do dancer's pose. So, you can have your chair just in front of the mat. And dancer's pose is a back bend pose, so if you have any serious back issues, you can always go down into a downward facing dog or into a child's pose, wherever you're comfortable. Or you can certainly do this to the best of your ability. You can have a strap to have around your foot. So with a strap, you will create a little bit of a loop. Okay. So you're going to have your loop. The ends. So your foot can fit in there. And then you could have this just over your shoulder, so you can grab onto this. So you can have that prepared. And make sure you're on your foundation on your feet, nice and strong. Then step your left foot into the center a little bit. Have all your weight onto that left foot. Bring your right foot back. Make sure that loop is on there. Walk your hands up a little bit of the strap. Nice strong in that left leg. You can have a micro bend in the left knee if you like. And then kick that right foot all the way back and lean forward just a little bit, having your balance at with your chair or on a wall. Or if you don't want the support, if you don't need that, then you can just have your arm out like this, the left arm out, have your drishti, have your focal point. Look at a spot in front of you that's not moving, so you have your balance. If you're not using a strap or a chair, you can use either one. Then, strong in your foundation, press into that left foot, pick up that right leg, grab the right leg with your right hand, have your inhale the arm up, pressing those knees together, strong in your foundation, kick that right leg back, extending the leg and the right arm, trying to keep the chest facing towards the floor. Really kick into that back leg, into the hand. Pressing the left arm, pulling the left arm towards the opposite side. Looking at your focus point. Breathe deeply. And on your next inhale, gently come back up to center position and release that leg. And you might want to shake that standing leg out a little bit. All right. And we'll move to the other side. So strong foundation in your feet. Step that right foot into the center, just gently. Active on that right leg. You can have a slight bend into your right knee. Keep it nice and strong and active. Use your strap. Do the same thing you did on the other side, however you did that. So grab the left foot. I grab the inside of the foot Make sure you have your balance, pressing the knees together first. Inhale, right arm up. And then kick into that left hand, pressing your chest towards the floor, reaching to the opposite side of the room with both foot and the right hand. You can extend that right leg as best you can, keeping the hips and chest. See? Even I fall over. Sometimes my balance isn't the best. That's all right. Once you're in your position, your strong foundation, breathe. Breathe deeply. Opening up this throat chakra, extending the front of the body. And exhale, come all the way back up, gently and controlled, and relax. Shake your legs out if you need to. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Exhale, step back into your high plank. And chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale that left leg up and walk it all the way through. And then step your right leg forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, arms down. Again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. This time right into your high plank. And your chaturanga. This time we'll go into cobra pose, keeping your legs on the floor. So pressing your hands directly under the shoulders. Cobra, inhale, keeping your arms slightly bent. Exhale, down and into child's pose. Pressing back into child's, keeping your elbows long, hips towards the heels, forehead on the mat. Inhale and exhale. Next, inhale back onto your belly, chaturanga, and into your cobra pose. Again, inhale and exhale. One more big breath. Press those feet into the mat. Exhale, press back into child's pose again. Big breath here. And exhale, inhale back up. Exhale down into your belly and inhale into cobra pose one more time. Breathe. Two more breaths here. Press into those legs. Press into the pubic bone, into the mat. And exhale back into child's pose. 2 breaths. Now come into upward facing dog on your next exhale. Right leg up, inhale, all the way through. Then the left leg meets the right leg. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up to extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Here you can step back or hop back into your high plank. Exhale down into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now come into your kneeling position. And you can have some blocks here. And you can have your bolster. So to modify, if you don't need to modify camel pose, Then you can move into that, or you can have your bolster right under your hips here, in between your feet. Have your knees, your legs about hip width distance apart. Have your blocks on the sides of your feet. You can have them on the tallest position or the halfway position, or if you want, down to the lowest position, your choice. Come up to your kneeling position, all the way up, and place your hands at the base of your sacrum, the low back, not into the flesh of the low back, but where it gets to be that bony area. You can have your feet with your toes curled under, and you can also have your blanket directly under your knees for a little extra cushion there. So hands on the low back, really press down so your tailbone is down towards the mat, activating the glutes. Inhale long in the spine, roll the shoulders back. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together here. Look up, arch the hips forward. We want to try to keep the pelvis over the knees. So inhale, arching forward in the pelvis and back, allowing the neck to come back. And when you really roll your shoulders back and squeeze your shoulder blades together, then placing your head back gives your neck more support, and it can still open nicely in the front. You can stay here, or you can come back to your blocks. Hold your blocks at the side of your feet and press your hips forward, leaning back into your camel pose here. Onto your blocks, or if you're comfortable, you can grab, once you're in a good comfortable position with your shoulders, you can reach back and grab your heels. Press those hips forward, arching in the back. Inhale and exhale. Opening up the throat. On your next inhale, bring your body up with your head first. Use your core to really press yourself up. Inhale. And exhale. Unfold your feet and come down to a seated position. Let your spine get readjusted. And then move into your child's pose. You can keep the blanket there if you like, and the pillow under your hips. And stretch the spine forward, relaxing the elbows down towards the mat. Deep breath. Now remove your bolster. You can actually bring the bolster up in front of you for locust pose if you need the support, or you're heavier in the chest. You can certainly use this for some support under your chest. Lay down onto your belly. Move my microphone a bit. Okay, so if you're on the bolster onto your chest, have it just kind of on the lower part of the ribs, not too low, and then hands at your side. Feet are pointing back, legs are active, hips are slightly activated, and you can have your head down, resting on a block here if you have the bolster under you. And on your next inhale, bring your hands and your feet up at your sides, squeezing those shoulder blades together, opening up the chest and the neck. Raising those feet up as high as you can comfortably. Press that pubic bone into the mat. If you're not using any of the bolster, if you're not using the bolster or the block, then simply inhale the chest, the arms, and the feet up off of the mat, squeezing the shoulder blades together away from the ears. Exhale, back down to the mat. Have your arms come out. Sandwich your hands out in front of you. Place your forehead on the hands. Now press back all the way into your child's pose again. Elbows straight, forehead to the mat, hips to the heels. Your knees can be as wide as they need to be in order to be comfortable. Inhale back up, gently lower yourself back to your belly. We're going to do bow pose. You can use your strap here. You want to have a bigger loop in your strap so both feet can comfortably be in there. That's how I like it anyway. So pretty big round circle in your strap to be able to get both feet in there. And then the top part of the strap is going to be right here. So you relax on the mat. So if you're using a strap, inhale, head up, chest up, feet up, and then kick into the strap, holding yourself up into a bow pose. Wherever you feel comfortable, you can have the bolster under here, under your chest as well. If you're not using the strap, you're going to forehead on the mat, reach back to the outside of your feet, hold your feet, keep your knees together like you're holding a block in between your knees. On your next inhale, kick your feet up, raising your chest and your legs up off of the mat. Looking forward, opening up the chest and the neck, pressing that pubic bone into the mat. You're going to rock back and forth a little bit with your breath. Really kick into the hands, holding yourself up into a position. And exhale, slowly release back down to the mat. Again, bring your hands out in front of you. Sandwich your hands on top of each other, opposite hand that you used before. And relax the spine. You bring your feet up and windshield wiper your legs back and forth a bit, just to release that low back if you have some tension. And relax the legs. And come back into child's pose one more time. And breathe. Come back up to a tabletop position. Come into your plank and bring your right leg all the way forward. Your knee is going to come towards your right knee is going to come towards your right wrist, and your left leg is going to be inched all the way back. So that way you're coming into a nice pigeon pose. You can have your bolster under your hips here for some support. If you're not able to get that down towards the mat, sink your hips down towards the mat. Press into your hands at the side of your right leg. Nice, tall in the spine, and then gently walk forward with an extended spine. You can come to your elbows here or all the way down to the mat, placing your hands on your head on your hands. Make sure that your right knee is slightly outside of your right hip. And that right foot, the toes are pressing back towards the knee a little bit to protect that joint. Feel a nice stretch in the hips. Nice exhale, come back up. Plant your hands. Bring that right leg all the way back to meet the left. And switch sides. Left leg up. Left knee up towards the left wrist. Slightly outside of that left hip. Inch that right leg back if you need to. You can have your left foot at a 90-degree angle if you like. That's not in my practice, but keep that left foot a little bit active towards the left knee so you protect that joint. Come up into a nice, tall, extended spine, pressing that right leg back behind you, and walk your hands forward. Of course, you can have your bolster under the left hip for extra support. Sandwich your hands, opposite one on top of the other. And relax down into the pose, stretching that left leg and hip. Deep breaths. Inhale back up to a seated position, or up into your, planting your hands, and bring your leg back all the way. Okay, now we'll switch around to our backs. Roll onto your back nice and easy, extend the legs, get into a good comfortable position, hug that right leg into the chest. Active in the right and the left leg, pointing the toes towards the ceiling. The right arm comes out shoulder height. The left arm grabs the right knee, brings it across the body, the left side, and a supine or twist, spinal twist. You can always inch your left hip towards the center of the mat a little bit and press the tailbone down towards your feet if you feel like you have some low back tension. Keep the right shoulder on the mat and look over the right side, or keep looking up if that feels more comfortable. Nice, comfortable twist in the spine. On your next inhale, bring that leg back to the center. Center your body. Right leg straight, left leg towards the chest, hug it in. Left arm out to the side. Right arm grabs the left knee. Bring it all the way across the body for your supine spinal twist on this side. Giving yourself a nice stretch in the low back. Looking over the left shoulder. You can always use a bolster or a block under the bent knee to, if you don't feel like you can get it down far enough to. So give it a little bit of support. And on your next inhale, come back to center and bend your knees. Come into a good position on your back. Bring your heels towards your hips as close as you can comfortably. Pretend like you have a block in between your thighs or your knees and you're squeezing it together. Place your hands, palms down on the mat, shoulders slightly underneath you. You're going to do bridge pose. So on your next inhale, peel your tailbone, sacrum, and low back and middle back up off of the mat. Pressing your sternum towards the chin. Keep looking up. When you're in this position, don't move your head around. Bridge pose. Keep the knees together, pressing into the heels. You can also clasp your hands underneath you and walk your shoulders closer together, really pressing into the mat with your arms. Pushing the sternum closer to the back of the mat. really use your hips and your pelvis to raise up the body. And don't press into the head and neck, press into the arms, shoulder, and heels of the feet. On your next exhale, relax the hands if you have them clasped. Walk the shoulders out a little bit. Gently roll from the top of the spine all the way down to the base of the spine. One vertebrae at a time. And relax. Now we'll do Halasana or Plow pose. So you can have your chair. Place a chair at the top of your mat. You can also have a bolster directly under your hips. Just give you some more support and to help you up into that position. Raise your inhale, your feet all the way to the sky. Grab your chair and inhale all the way up to meet the chair with your feet. You can place your hands at the back of on your back, walking your shoulders closer together. Don't move your head around, so maybe watch me first. Active on the feet, press your toes into the chair. I'm just going to come down. If you're not using a chair, you can just go into your normal plow position. So here you can still use your bolster if you want to help you get in that position. But if you're not, then feet up. Pressing your hands into the mat. Inhale your feet all the way up. And walk your shoulders together. Press your feet towards the mat behind you. Toes into the floor. Do not move your head around. You're in a chin lock. Active in the legs. And walk your hands down your back to give you more pressure on the shoulders. Now bring one leg up, inhale. The other leg up towards the ceiling, inhale. More of a shoulder stand here. Exhale, very slowly bend the knees towards the ears and roll very gently and controlled all the way back down towards the mat. So with opening the throat, we also want to be able to constrict and have a nice, even practice. If you've never done plow pose, then do the modification and come into your final resting position, Shavasana. Relax the head, the neck, the shoulders, the palms are facing up, spread apart from the body, the legs are spread as wide as the mat. Deep breath in through the nose, spout the lips, out the mouth. 2 more times, in through the nose, spout the lips. Now just breathe in and out of the nose, allowing each part of the body to sink into your foundation. Relaxing the muscles and the joints, thanking yourself for this time that you've given it. this time of cleansing, this time of clarity and communication. Remember our mantra, to speak your truth with clarity and confidence. Relaxing the jaw, each part of the face, the head, the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the back, the chest and the belly, the hips and the legs. You can wiggle your toes and your fingers, your ankles and your wrists, your hips and your head. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll onto any preferable side. Place your head on top of your arm, your top arm in front of your chest, your knees towards your chest. Deep breath. And when you're ready, press the floor away and come into a seated position. Keeping your eyes closed, come into your easy pose, cross-legged position. Hands on the knees. Splash out from under your sits bones if you need to. Deep breath in and out. I'd like to conclude with the Om mantra. Om allows the energy in our bodies to align from the root to the crown, keeping the lips apart, the teeth do not touch, and we focus on the energy moving from the root to the crown through the mantra of Om. 3 times. Place your hands into a heart position in front of your chest, your thumbs touching your sternum and your fingers away from your thumbs. Inhale deeply, and on your exhale, inhale deeply. energy of the vibration, cleansing and clearing your body. Thank you for joining me. Bow your head, open your eyes gently and slowly. Namaste. Have a blessed day.